here we are, back again to talk a little bit more fantasy. Matthew Berry is back. Tim Hasselbeck is joining him. And, you know, there are some tough decisions that you've got to make as far as the running back decision goes. So when you talk about the guys that are close in rankings, who do you have on your team this year?
Between LaShawn McCoy and DeMarco Murray, better as well. So I think Murray, a lesser workload, actually helps him out here. I think McCoy's going to see a lot of 8-man fronts with the quarterback situation in Buffalo.
Tim, I turned to you second this time. I'm so sorry to break the streak.
So I guess you like Barry.
What do you think, C.J. Anderson or Jeremy Hill?
C.J. Anderson or Jeremy Hill? I'm going with C.J. Anderson. You think about the changes I think he has a monster year, and I'm not ready to totally write off Giovanni Bernard either, even though Jeremy Hill will get the vast majority of the work there. I think Giovanni Bernard's role is just enough.
I have Anderson one spot over Hill, but I'll tell you, Hill's going to have a huge year.
Yeah.
Huge year. I prefer both those guys to LaShawn McCoy.
I didn't talk over you, but okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just
all right,
pointing
we turn
brother.
back to you, Matthew. What do you think, Frank Gore in Indy or the guy that replaced him, Carlos Hyde?
Like both these guys as well this year, but again, I'm going with the offenses, right? And
I like
scoring but I think that changes on Indianapolis. I have Gore as a top 15 running back this year.
And Antonio just told me he has Hyde one spot in front of yeah, just
Antonio's always doing his own right.
Always doing his own thing. All right, Tim, a couple of running backs that re-signed with their old team. What do you think for Setter Ingram?
So I'm going with Mark Ingram here, and that's tough for me because Justin Forsett is one of my favorite players in the
ball protection skills. He's been a terrific asset for the Patriots, and you sort of look at the other running backs that are there. No Shane Vereen anymore. Brady right now scheduled to miss the first 4 games. Obviously, Blunt's going to miss the first one, but regardless, I think they run the ball a lot. They're certainly going to score a lot. I think Blunt has a big year.
He has plenty of accomplishments on the field, but it's what he's done off the field that might be the most impressive. After tragedy struck the Lacey family, Eddie made good on a promise to rebuild on what they had lost. Fantasy expert Matthew Berry. I just like calling you an expert.
Thank you.
And our insider, Field Yates, and they're here to talk all things running back. So, guys, which running back would you take with your #1 pick?
Well,
Let's
you can't
start
go
with
wrong. You can't go wrong with any of those guys. They're all great names, and you sort of have to nitpick when you're up this high. But if I have the #1 pick, I'm going with Adrian Peterson at number 1. Double-digit
running back job is wide open. Sorry, I was choking there a little bit.
I understand.
It happens. It happens.
Listen, seeing some of those running backs.
Right, exactly. It happens. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at the Cowboys situation, though. Which running back do you think is ultimately going to prove to be most valuable this year? And they're draft worthy.
Potentially, but I think they want Randall to be the guy. I mean, I don't know that he gets the workload that Murray got last year, but that's an offense that wants to run the ball. They did it very successfully last year.
Former New Orleans Saints Steve Gleason, who's battling ALS, is making his mark on Congress. Speaker of the House John Boehner formally sent legislation named for Gleason to the White House. The bill would make speech-generating devices like the one that Gleason uses to communicate more readily available to ALS patients. Here's Gleason.